It is Friday. How's it going, everyone? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the Pack Channel. How you all doing? We're back running, up and running. Room's a little bit darker than I need it to be, but you know what? We'll get that fixed as time goes by. You can only do little things at a time. So, a lot of changes have happened over the last couple of weeks. That's the reason why shows have been a little erratic. We are still working on quite a few different things, making a couple changes. We've got a couple recorded interviews that we're going to be doing today. One of them was with one of our wonderful, wonderful long-term partners, Mr. Nathan Sanchez of the Sanchez Auto Insurance Agency in Denver, Colorado. And the other one is with Melanie. Um, I, I I don't know how. Okay, it's Wokura. Okay, so Melanie Wokura. I think I got it right. We interviewed her sometime last week before the wedding, and then I lost the interview, but I found it. I finally figured out where it was, so I got it, and now we're able to do that. Melanie is going to be talking to us about our rediscovering the happy place journey. She's got a product called Happy Juice. You're going to be learning a little bit more about it. And then Nathan is going to be talking to us about farmers insurance. And I can fully attest that, you know what, if you want an insurance agent that actually gives a rat's behind, Nathan's the guy that you want to be. Um, we are going to be having uh, a new addition to the website. We have got actually the first thing has been created. As everybody knows, we love our red shirt Fridays. Wear red on Fridays to remember everyone deployed. We have it just right in time for the 100-degree weather. We've got a new hoodie that's been designed and going to be coming out, and we will get you those links by next week. We're also designing some hats, we're designing some shirts, and a portion of everything that you buy, 50% of what we get back goes to the cause of your choice, as always with Community Pay It Forward. So every time that you make a purchase, you send us the receipt and you tell us, you know what, I want to support this cause, and 50% of whatever comes in goes straight to them. So we are going to get started with our interviews today. This is about a 17-minute interview. And once again, this is with Melanie Wokura. It's how she taught me to say her name. I'm sorry, it sounds a little weird, but hey, that's the way she wanted it, so that's the way it is. But here we go. Here's our interview with Melanie. I hope you enjoy this. Learning a little bit about Happy Juice.
Perfect.
Hey, everybody, Zach Clayton, founder, president, that other guy who does the dishes and stuff of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the Pack Channel. I am being joined today by Melanie Wokura.
You got it.
Kurka. See, I even messed it up. We even practiced it, we even joked about it, and I mess it up. That's the way
It's all
it
good.
is for
It's
me.
all good.
So, but we're being joined by Melanie Wokurka, and you have a product called, and I just love this because it makes me sound like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I like it. You got a product called Happy Juice.
I do. I
Tell
do.
us, tell us about Happy Juice, would you?
So Happy Juice is a product of Amari Global, the mental wellness company. So Happy Juice is just that. It makes you happy. So it brings you mental focus, mood, energy. I already said focus, so that was in my plan already. And just makes you feel balanced and all together balanced. And how it does it is through gut health. So you put good bacteria into your gut, and it makes your gut and your brain start communicating, which makes you happy. So it brings back the focus, brings back the mental clarity, brings back your energy, and just makes you feel like you again.
With gut health, they're starting to find a lot of links in between autism and ADD and all these other things. They're finding they're finding relativity in between the actives of these issues and gut health. Is this one of the things that they're starting to find in your company? They're starting to find with maybe depression as well.
Yes. So again, cannot guarantee anything because there's always clinical needs for medication at times. But what is proven is that your gut bacteria, if you're not putting enough good gut bacteria in it, it can mess with depression and anxiety and like hopelessness and sadness. It can do that. So we have products specifically designed to help with those. So such as my son, and I know we talked about before. So I have 4 kids. My 23-year-old has cerebral palsy, and we noticed that he wasn't being very social all of a sudden. He wasn't coming downstairs. He was staying to himself. He dropped out of school. He dropped out of CrossFit. He was ranked 7th in the nation, internationally actually, for adaptive CrossFit. His dog was acting kind of weird. So every single day we were scared that he would not walk down those stairs. And we were on one of the best nutritional supplements in the world. I thought I was doing everything right. He was going to see a psychiatrist. He was on antidepressant medications, but he still was not right. And so I tried this for myself because, mamas, we need help as well. And then I gave it to him. And the second day, kind of serious, he's like, I kind of feel better. Can I have another one? Okay, but tell me why. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try it. But what I noticed day by day is stuff was starting to get better for him. He was starting to come downstairs more and socialize with us more. His dog was like running to me and being happy again. He enrolled himself back in school. He got his own student loans. He got a job. So this literally pulled him out of, just as you said, anxiety and depression, and just made him be Johnny again so he could be happier. Does he have days when he rebounds back? Yes. That's going to be normal, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have days when stuff just does not work. But now he knows what to do. He's able to go for walks on those days. He's able to get past it. He's able to take another happy juice or the mood or focus, is other products we have, to help him balance his body out. This is all about balancing and not adding. So balancing out what your body needs throughout the day.
How long is this? How long has Happy Juice been out?
5 years.
5 years. And you've been associated with them now for a couple months, correct?
5 months, yes.
5 months.
I literally felt like God was tapping on my shoulder and telling me, I know you're bold enough to go talk with other people about mental health and hormonal issues in the body and how you can be helped naturally with that. And once it started working with me, I just ran with it like fire. I'm like, yes, people need to know about this. People need to know this is out there. People need to know that there is help and they do not have to feel this way.
Can you give us a story on somebody who, even if it's yourself or your husband, who was dealing with something maybe physical and they started drinking it and they started feeling better? Can you give us an example of somebody who's come to you and just said, you know what, this change happened after I started drinking this, and now we're going to spread the word.
So I'll use my friend Adam, so you don't think it's just my family, right? He had to start working from home during the pandemic. He has AD. Was diagnosed with ADHD. He was isolated. He has 3 kids. He was getting depressed, wasn't feeling like himself. So he's tried a whole bunch of different things, but finally we got him to try Amare. And he started with the happy juice and loved it. Like, he was coming down, he's joking, he's happy, he's excited. He is a Peloton master now, man. He gets on that bike and just absolutely loves the way he feels. And anytime he's running out or is low, I get the text, not the wife.
Mm-hmm.
I get the text, hey, I'm running low. Can you make sure my wife orders? I'm like, dude, she's sitting right next to you. I know, but can you tell her?
Is your dog on happy juice, or what's going on there? It sounds like your dog is very excited for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you can give dogs happy juice. They're just naturally happy dogs. My son, the one with cerebral palsy, is right outside the door, and I had his emotional support animal in here with me, because I'm his number 2, and they're whacking their tail against the door.
Okay. So yeah, I can hear it. It sounds like, you got those hands on the stick that when you take and shake it back and forth, and you got that clapping. It sounds like that when the dogs shake their collars. So my dog used to do that all the time. That was his alarm that, hey, you better let me outside. So I was just making sure,
No, they're fine. He comes in and they'll peek their head around the door and let the dogs in and out of the room. So yeah.
Okay. So what is it about the happy juice that's working for people? What are some of the ingredients that are really turning the lights on? Let's just say it that way.
So let's go through, we can kind of go through it. This is the energy, and this is what I put in, just a little energy pack. What is difference between this and the one you go to the store, right? This one has Asian apple, which is 10,000 phytonutrients in it. It has New Zealand palm bark, which is a nootropic, so it helps you like think better, more mental clarity. And then it has phytonutrients in it from a grape. So a little bit more. It's nothing synthetic. We have a sugar-free and a caffeine-free one if you want it, or a fully loaded, which is matcha tea. And we tell you exactly where the caffeine source comes from. So that is huge to know where your caffeine source comes from as well. The second ingredient is edge. And this is one of my favorites. This is when you're driving down the road and you get road rage and you can't control yourself, right? This calms you down. This changes your mood, motivation and metabolism. When you drink this, you get stuff done. Like, your brain is awake and you're ready to go. And then the last ingredient is called a metabiotic, which is your probiotic, prebiotic, and phytobiotic. Now, what is huge about this is that each strand is specifically designed for stress and anxiety. So we have different probiotics that you can use, but this is specifically cultured for stress and anxiety. So that's what makes Happy Juice different.
I know that one of the complaints I always have with some of these things are the taste. Is this got a pleasant taste to it, or?
It's so good. So if you're like a kid, remember when you're a kid and you had grape Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah.
I personally loved grape Kool-Aid. That's what the grape edge tastes like. I mix it with these two, kind of tastes like a grape Kool-Aid, and we're off to go. Now we have a watermelon flavor of the edge, and that one, when you mix it with our energy, tastes like a tropical fruit punch. So no, it's really good, and it doesn't leave any like nasty, pasty, artificial taste in your mouth.
Okay. Yeah, I know that, like I said, I know that there's quite a few things out there that people want you to try, and you're just like, I can't take that taste. It's going to make me feel better. Okay, that's fine. But you know what? I can't. This
is 100% money back guarantee. So if you don't like the grape flavor, send it back. You try the watermelon. The edge isn't working for you. We can put you on the mood and focus pills. So we can kind of play with what Amare has, because we don't just have the happy juice. If like we were talking before this, if happy juice doesn't work for you, then we put you on the happy hormones, because it could be a hormone imbalance and not like a gut imbalance. So there's a lot more to go into it than just that. So we got a great line that we can kind of play with and have some fun with as well.
Is there something that I could walk up to my doctor and ask my doctor, hey, I want to try this stuff, but I want to make sure I'm doing it. I want to make sure that I'm doing it to where I'm having the biggest effect on it. What is one thing that somebody could go in there, ask their doctor, like, hey, can we check you and I were talking about testosterone levels or something like that. Is there something like that, that if they come to you and they say, hey, you know what, I'm low on my whatever levels, you can help pair them with a program that would work?
Sure. So such as you say, we'll start with testosterone.
Yeah.
So if your testosterone and it comes back totally normal, but you just feel off balance, you're not adding, when you do the Ignite, which is our hormone balancing, you're not putting hormones back into your body. You're actually putting herbs and antigens into your body to balance everything out. So it just helps with level stuff out. It doesn't make you go crazy. It doesn't make you have these weird jumps and spikes. It just levels you out. Now, what people tend to be impatient about with supplements is that when it's natural and you put it in your body is going to choose what it does. A drug will tell your body what to do. A natural remedy, your body will adjust to what it wants to do. So you may want your sex drive to improve, but it may improve your headaches and your body aches. So it just depends on what you want it to improve and how it's going to work.
Okay. And how much is Happy Juice filled with synthetic products?
Absolutely not. It is actually tested for no heavy metals, no GMOs, no pesticides. That it's tested for what's in the product is clean, and then it's also clinically studied. So it has I believe it's up to 39 clinical studies on how it actually works in your body, and all of that stuff is on our website as well.
Okay. Speaking of the website, can you give that to us, please?
Sure. It is amariglobal.com, but I will give you my link so you can go right to my website, and then you can ask me questions directly instead of going to the global site where you might get some other person.
Well, and we want to make sure that you get credit for talking to everybody about what's going on.
Right.
You and I were just talking about a program that you guys have that can help people who are looking to supplement their income. Can you tell us a little more about this?
Sure. So Amari Global has been absolutely amazing to me and my family. What it is if you're worried about the 136 for the Happy Juice, if you get 3 new customers each month, they will give you a $136 bonus check. If you get 5 new clients each and every month, they give you a $436 bonus check. Now, you also get an additional 20% on top of that. You get bonuses every time you hit new levels and free products each time you hit a new level. And then you have 2 pathways, which is really cool. One pathway, you get rewarded for hitting each level. Like I'm working towards a Tory Burch purse, right? The next level is the Pathway to Paradise, which I am less than 100 points away from going to Panama City, Panama. And you get points along the way, such as I just furnished my daughter's entire dorm room free of charge and still had money, including a refrigerator, and still had money left over to buy an iRobot with the docking station. Right. So they really reward you and make sure that you are happy. They also have set income. So you get to the level I'm at, you're set. You get $1,000 minimum a month. Next level is $2,000 minimum a month. Then you go $2,500 a minimum. So it's a great way to budget, because if you drop below that, you still get that income.
And by the way, when you go to Panama, you got to give me a Panama hat, even though they're from Ecuador, but I mean, still, I want a Panama hat.
Okay, I'll get you Panama. So yeah.
You gotta send me a Panama Ecuadorian hat.
There you go. Oh, one of those big ones.
Yeah. So, but Melanie, how do people get a hold of you if they want to learn some more?
Sure. You can go to my telephone number is 314-954-6635, or you can go and I'll put my website below as well. I'm available to you anytime via text or message, and I'd love to start a conversation with you and see how Amari can help.
Well, that sounds great. Your phone number one more time, and we're going to put it up on the screen. So.
Yep, it's 314-954-6635.
Melanie, I thank you very much for joining us. I thank you very much for giving people another option for Rediscover the Happy Place. Once again, folks, we're doing this because we understand not everybody wants to go and sit in a room with a person and talk about it. But you know what? Gut health is going to affect your mental health. If we give you more ways that you can change your life, maybe you can fix your life. We don't know what we don't know, and what we don't know is killing people. So make sure that you all come together and keep up with us on Rediscover the Happy Place. Let's find solutions and let's start the conversation. Again, Melanie, thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I'll have a $10 coupon for you as well.
There you go. So make sure you reach out to her, and all the information can be found on www.communitypayitforward.us/rediscover the happy place, and you're going to have all of Melanie's information right there clicking for you, so it's going to be easy to find. But thank you very much for joining us for this packed short, and we will be right back with more information. So thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that was Melanie Workurka, not Workura. It's Workurka. One of these days I'll get her name right. Probably when she becomes a partner. Anyway, a lot of great information about something I had never heard about. I've never heard of Happy Juice. I'd never heard anything about any of that. One of the things that we are learning a lot about is how what we're eating is affecting us mentally. It's always affected us physically. I mean, we've always known that, but we've also always known that, you know what, when you feel better physically, you feel better mentally. So make sure that you're really paying attention to what you're putting into your body, because that is one of the things that can really help you feel a lot better. Let's see here. Okay, so now that I've stopped sharing my screen for no reason, maybe it is what it is. Anyway, hey, you know what? I've been gone for a couple weeks, so give me a break, man. Been busy. All right, I was just really never very good at this anyway, so let's calm down. So one of our next segments is going to be with a great friend of mine. Once again, I utilized his service when we had Nita, our resource pickup. Unfortunately, Nita broke down, and when Nita broke down, she really broke down. So we're in the look phase of trying to find a new pickup. If anybody has any, uh, if anybody has one that they'd like to share with us, or give to us or donate to us, just give us a call. We definitely need help. But Nate was our insurance guy. He will be our insurance guy again as soon as we get another vehicle. So, but like I said, Nate was there every step of the way. He was there to help us when we had any questions. I think one of the greatest things that he and his wife do um, is simply be there for the people who ask to ask questions. Um, they're there. It's as I stated just a second ago. It is he and his wife who are right there. They answer the phones. The phone number, which he's going to give, is 720-506-0272. Sorry, 720-506-0272. That's Nate's cell phone. It's not an office phone that shuts down. That's his cell phone. So that's how you get a hold of this man, and he really does truly care. So this is a fun time because I hadn't been able to talk to Nate in a while. He and his wife were doing some great things at the beginning of the pandemic, and then they decided to just spend more time with their family, which I can understand that. We all suffered our own way during this time, and we need to remember there are people who are still out there suffering, going through different things. So make sure that you're nice to people right now because, well, one, there's no reason to be crappy with each other. I mean, we all have our own stuff to deal with. We've all got our own, crosses to bear. So, but let's just take care of each other because you know what? We're what we've got. So let's help each other. Once again, this is my buddy Nate. Nathan is a agent for farmers. This is the Sanchez Insurance Group. They've been a partner for almost 3 years now. Great friend, and they are a fundraiser, or they are one of our family of referral families. So anytime that you go to them, they are going to offer a portion, offer an award to us, and then we're going to turn that award into a donation to people in need. So make sure that you send the receipt back to us, and we'll connect with Nathan and we'll make a difference for somebody because that's what this is all about. So again, we want to bring you this interview, and we'll talk to you again here very shortly. Hey everybody, it's Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channel. I am here with a long-time partner of ours. Nathan, you've been a partner now for about 3 years, something like that. You joined us right as COVID really started, I believe. So I guess it's about 2.5 years.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we met you through One BC, which is a fine networking program. Um, Sanchez Insurance Group. You are a farmers insurance sales group. Why did you choose farmers?
So as far as farmers was concerned, it came down to just interviewing people that I know and asking them about what experiences they've had as far as insurance is concerned, and a few things that kind of came up no matter what was obviously one, people wanted to talk about the price, and people that have never had a claim, no matter what they were paying, they thought they were paying too much for their insurance, especially if they've never had to use it, right? Um, So that was one thing I learned from that conversation, with those conversations. Another thing I learned was that people who have had claims had nothing but good things to say about farmers and how they handled the claim. And then lastly, the only other thing that really people had to say was, you know, whether it was people felt like they had good communication or service from their agent. So I figured out of those three things, I can be in control of my own destiny and determine what kind of service I give to my clients. I can also be okay with the fact that every now and then we might be having a conversation about rates. Let's face it, there are a lot of companies that are less than farmers, and there are a bunch of companies that are more expensive than farmers, depending on the situation. So being in the middle just seemed like a really good fit because I can talk to you about the value we're bringing and show you the value when you see what we do for you once you're a client of ours. But what I can't do, and what would be really disappointing conversation, is to say, hey, aren't you glad you were saving this much money a month, even though this insurance doesn't do anything for you? You know, that's not a conversation I wanted to have with anybody. So that's largely the reason why it kind of did end up being farmers.
You and your wife own this company, and you guys did a wonderful thing during the beginning part of um, uh, the pandemic, and you and your wife were doing online music shows, and I thought they were so much fun. You guys were giving asking for donations when you guys were performing music, and you were giving those to different organizations. You really love to give back, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of part of the process of gratitude. You know, you can see when people do well, and there's a commonality between all of it that keeps people grounded, that keeps people doing good for others, is when you have that kind of built in, whether it comes naturally or not. Uh, is not really exactly the point to begin with. It's more just got to get into the habit of what can I do for somebody else today that just beyond my job, right? Because obviously I can provide great service for a client, but arguably say it while I'm doing that because I want to maintain that business relationship. But when you step away from that and you say, well, here's something I'm just doing just because it's just a good thing to do, and pass it along. You just build some, a good overall human experience for somebody else. And that's pretty powerful once you get in the habit of doing it.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I think you and I clicked so well, is that um, you walk the walk when it comes to really caring about your neighbors. You really do. You truly do care about it, and you care about the people in your community. You also understand, and correct me if I'm wrong here. It doesn't do you any good to be in business where people are struggling, does it?
No, no, not at all.
So, um, what are some of the things that you guys specialize in?
So since making the adjustment of bringing my wife on board and different things, we've found that we've been able to kind of, uh, you know, to give you some backstory on that. Sometimes people will ask me, they said, well, so, oh, you work with your wife. How does that work? Right. And they kind of cock their head to the side a little bit because they're not sure how they would be able to make that work. But it works well because we have kind of each of our lanes. So for the most part, she will handle anything that's like home and auto insurance related, and then I'll handle anything that's business insurance, life insurance, or somebody who speaks Spanish. So um, I think the language thing probably is definitely something that makes us a little bit different and gives us a little bit of specialty. Is that even if somebody just prefers to speak Spanish, having there be a safe space to be understood and to communicate is pretty important in that regard. And then even just within the business insurance world, we have a lot of options for different things. There's been very few cases that I've had to say, sorry, I can't do anything with this, because we just don't have any options. Most of the times, either I'm there to show them another option that works better for them, gives them better value, or I'm confirming that, hey, you know what, this is exactly the company that I would place it with, and you're in a good spot, so stay where you're at. And so, and the only times that it's not working out that way is just because maybe we just never clicked enough to get all the information for me to even be able to do my job. So, because that happens sometimes too.
You are not for everyone, and you're well aware of that. You don't try to fit the round peg into the square hole, do you?
Sure. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and but it doesn't hurt people to come in and check to get a, well, what all does it take for somebody to come in and get a quote from the Sanchez Insurance Group?
So, so for if somebody wants to get a quote from us for their home or their auto, it's very, very easy. Basically just the three basic pieces of information, such as your name, what you're trying to insure, and how we get a hold of you, and then the date of birth. And that's pretty much it for us to get started on the process of getting some options for you. On the business insurance side, that answer is a little bit more variable, because some businesses are very straightforward. There are some very specific products that work really well to get a contractor their general liability, for example. But if somebody's got some sort of specialty store or specialty service they're doing that isn't very common yet, then that's when there's usually a lot more questions and a lot more things that I know an underwriter is going to be asking me. So there's going to be a lot more follow up there. But generally speaking, I start with the basics. I start with, who are you? What are you? What is it that we can help you with? And how do we follow up with you? And as long as we have those first three things and a good line of communication, the rest is pretty easy.
We mentioned before, that you and your wife also are a team of musicians. You guys have
Mhm.
I'm going to say it's almost like a blues fusion, maybe a jazz fusion, even. It's a eclectic, interesting, and fun sound. Are you guys back to playing live?
So we've been playing live again. We took obviously 2020. That was kind of a year off. We were doing some live streaming concerts that we were doing, and those were interesting. They were fun, but there was quite a bit of work. But it was a different kind of experience,
It was
because
really a good time. I
it,
loved watching them. I
yeah,
really did.
it was just very different for us, because we had gone from usually being able to see our audience to, we have no idea who's watching, how much, or how well they're enjoying the whole thing. But we just kind of persevered through that. But then once after, starting in 2021, we started getting out there and playing again, and going to our usual kind of circuits of breweries and municipal gigs, and then private corporate gigs as well. So, and then here coming up, for example, our next gig is on the August 10th. So somebody who's watching this later, they might be like, oh, that's already passed. But we will have said at that point that we played the Bluebird Theater, which is pretty cool. It's a good sized theater, and hopefully there'll be a lot more opportunities to play an awesome venue like that. But that's for a nonprofit that they have a after school music program that's pretty neat. So
That's fantastic. How did they get a hold of you if they're looking for, maybe some entertainment for an event?
the best way is you can click on I think there's some things, there's some widgets and whatnot. I'm not as involved in that site, but if you're on our Facebook, at the Constant Tourist, or if you're on our website, constanttourists.com. Both of those areas have little contact me buttons or message me kind of things on there, and those all get routed to us so that we can look at our calendar and figure it out. But it's always fun. We're always looking for something that is that's fun, interesting, different, something that, because that's honestly the kind of people that want to come see us play aren't necessarily the people, again, right, talking about the square peg in the round hole, aren't necessarily the people that want to watch, listen to the same covers from a cover band. They want to hear something different, fresh, and original, and hear something that is just a little bit different, right? So that's kind of what we strive to do.
So, as it says here, as you mentioned, you got August 10th at the Bluebird Theater, and are tickets still available?
They are. As far as I last heard, we were kind of at half capacity, and when you click the link for that gig, it'll open up so that you can buy tickets for it.
Okay.
Um,
and you go here to
Yeah.
if you touch it right here on Bluebird Theater, it'll take you right to it'll take it right there to the ticket. And it looks as if tickets are $25, and the proceeds of this show are going to the after school program.
Yeah, so Colorado AMP is a relatively new nonprofit, and they're due after school music program, and they, there's whether people have the income or not, there's a way in for them to get into this program. So somebody who's got the money, they'll pay a tuition. Somebody who doesn't, they can, that's where these nonprofit funds are going to help make sure that no matter where you're coming from, you have some way of learning how to play an instrument, having that activity that's gonna be a positive influence for these kids. And volunteering for them is going to be a hoot, because volunteering means, guess what? I get to come in and play music with these kids as they're learning how to play music. So even if you don't know how to play, you can still be involved and get some lessons at the same time, which is really cool.
You guys also have a few albums out that people can get on Spotify, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I know it's all out there as far as Spotify, Amazon Music, or iTunes, you name it. When we were in that process, I think we just clicked all the boxes and said yes, put it out there, and whoever finds it and enjoys it, all the better. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you find it, you're gonna enjoy it. As I was talking about, it's a very, very, it's not stuffy, the stuffy type of sound. It's very entertaining. You've got quite a few humorous songs in there, and all I remember is and I don't remember the name of the song. Please forgive me on this, but you have the slide whistle on a song.
yeah.
So, and that was just kazoo. You have kazoo. You bring the kazoo into work.
There is a kazoo solo. Yep.
Yep. So, and you're talking a real musician when they pull out the kazoo. So, you've got everything going. Hey, Nate, what are you only able to sell insurance in Colorado?
Yes, and then I'll put a little asterisk on that though. So when it comes to business insurance, if the business operates outside of Colorado, but it's Colorado based, we can work with that business.
Okay.
But if they're based in Texas and happen to do business in Colorado, then that's where I would be referring it to an agent over Texas.
You do have referring agents that you guys work with to try to make everything upright and stay within your network.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, that's something I'm constantly working on doing is finding good places to place people outside of Colorado. And I've got all of the surrounding states covered, but the goal is eventually to have all 50 states covered of, hey, here's people I know uh, pretty well and trust to take care of my clients that are moving to that area or have some other insurable interest in that area.
When I come to the Sanchez Insurance Group, what is one thing that I am guaranteed?
I would say probably the most important thing to mention there is time. Uh, is I like to give people time to give me an idea of what it is and why it is that maybe they're looking for another option. Because sometimes people will come in and they'll say, "Hey, I don't have much time. I just want to see if you can save me money." I can work with that. That's totally fine. But often there's usually other underlying things. Sometimes there's things that have to do with service. There's things that they've they've been never given that time to actually ask these questions of what is this coverage? What does this mean? I don't even know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at my insurance policy. And having someone that they can trust is going to listen to them and answer their questions can be probably one of the most important parts of the process because it's like if I came to somebody and I said, "Hey, build me a guitar," and but I was never given a chance to even tell them, "Okay, I want the guitar to sound like this or look like this." I'm probably not going to be very happy about the result of whatever was built, and no matter what they present to me, I'm going to feel like I overpaid or was underserved by that if there wasn't that conversation to begin with. So that's probably the big thing is time.
What what was it, Nate, that made you decide, you know what, I want to go out on my own?
So so interestingly enough, prior to being in the insurance industry, I was a helicopter mechanic for many years, and I think we've talked about this before, yeah. But so at the time, that I was working my way up within the company I was in, and everything looked like it was going to be amazing. Uh, and they had me out in the field for a good chunk of time there. And when they had me out in the field, at first it was like, well, you'll be out for a week and you'll be back for the rest of the month. And then they started just kind of ratcheting that up until finally, near the end of it all, I was out for 3 weeks out of the month. And the week that I was home, if you will, it also included my travel time. So I was home for less than a week out of the month, and I started looking around and noticing that everyone else on these crews of people working with these aircraft, they were all single and formerly divorced, and that can't have been an accident. That a job keeps you out that much also leads to not the best home life. So uh, between that and then just kind of wanting to find something where I had a little more control over my own destiny, good or bad, it led to a series of different things that, eventually said I need to have my own business and insurance makes sense to jump into that.
Um, that's great, and I'm pretty sure that Cassie's pretty happy that you made the choice as well. You have
Yeah.
a couple of beautiful daughters, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty happy to have Daddy home as well. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, and that's also why it's not an accident that the agency has been around for 8 years and my oldest daughter just recently turned 8. So a lot of these decisions and life changes happened right when we were finding out that she was coming soon. So, you know, I'm grateful for that.
that's amazing because we're celebrating the beginning of the, well, I don't know, celebrating is the right word for it, but we have just entered into my 8th year since my accident. It happened on August 15th, so My life as well changed 8 years ago. So I guess we have more of a tie-in than we even realized that. So,
Yeah.
but uh, you are part of the Community Pay It Forward family. You've been a gold member from the beginning. You're going to be a gold member as long as I can keep you. We're going to have you in there. So every time somebody comes to you when they get a quote, we're going to help people um, the best we can. So all they have to do is mention that they're from Community Pay It Forward, and you're going to take special care of them, right?
Exactly.
How do they get a hold of you so we can make sure that this happens?
So multitude of ways. The most direct way is obviously to call or text me at my phone number. I assume that information will be somewhere in the in the details below.
Yes.
Emails are always good as well. And you know, I've been contacted a number of different ways before. You know, I've had people message me through Facebook. I've had people go to the Sanchez Insurance Group website and click on the contact me or give me a quote. And I've had people contact me through just even Google directly, you know, sending being the interline thing there. But I would say the most direct way is to call or text. And that's one thing that's a little bit different about us is that a lot of other insurance agencies, that main number you see rings a phone on a desk. The main number you see for our agency rings my personal cell phone. And I do that just because you never know when you're going to have a question. And if you're not sure and you don't want to be too much of a bug, you can always text instead. I have a lot of clients that will text me at 8 o'clock at night saying, hey, I don't want to forget to ask you this question. Can you find out tomorrow? And that works really great for them.
And one other way that you can always find out about Nate and what he does and contact them is by going to communitypayitforward.us, and you'll find his page right here on our website with all of the phone number and everything else. And you're going to see a little bit about it looks like it was every Thursday night that you were doing those events. So you still
Yeah, we'll have to update a couple things there.
yeah, we might have to. Well, this interview is going to be right here now. So, but we've been, as I've said, we've had you for a long time. Community Pay It Forward definitely stands by you because you stood by us up until our truck blew up, and then we had to part ways. But no truck, no need for the
No
insurance.
truck, no need for insurance. I
Yeah,
guess.
yep. So I'm not driving the truck anymore. So but nobody's driving the truck anymore. But we've always loved all the support and love that you guys have shown us. So Nate, people can call you at 720-506-0272, correct?
Yes.
So once again, that's 720-506-0272, or you can contact him at Nate Sanchez at farmersagent.com. Once again, it's in Sanchez at farmersagent.com. In Sanchez.
Oh, yes, you're right.
In Sanchez at farmersagent.com. Your office is located at 51 West 84th Avenue, Suite 215 in Thornton, Colorado. Is that correct, or did I lose you?
No, that is correct.
All right. So, Nate, I would like to thank you very much for joining me and putting this together. Once again, Nate is the Sanchez Insurance Group is a Community Pay It Forward family member. And so remember, every time that you shop for insurance, every time that you get a quote for your insurance, you can help somebody out in your community simply by working with us. Nate, we appreciate it very much, my friend. I wish you, your wife, and your daughters all the best, and we look forward to talking to you for many, many more years.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
All right. Please stay tuned to Community Pay It Forward and the PAC channels. You'll be seeing this video every week for the next year or so, maybe longer. We'll see. And if you have any questions, make sure that you give us a call, 970-7. Let me try this again. Thank God I talk for a living, right? 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. We can hook you up with Nate immediately, and you can get some of the best service around. I can personally tell you that he will take care of you and your business, and Cassie will take care of you, your home, and your car. So we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
I want to thank Melanie Kirka. Finally got it. It only took 2 days, 7 times of saying it. Yeah, well, but I got it finally. And I want to thank Nate Sanchez, and then I got a very special treat because right after that interview, Cassie popped on and said hi, so I got to say hi to her, and that was great. Again, if you have a chance to go and see them at the Bluebird Theater on the 30th, go and check them out. They are a lot of fun. Check them out at the constanttourist.com. Constant Tourist Musician, I think, is what it's. You can find it on Google, but like I said, it's fun music. It's a good time. Those two crazy kids do a lot of great things together, and I think it's great. I think it's. I've always loved watching people have a lot of fun, and those two definitely have a lot of fun together. So they've got their 2 beautiful daughters who also just add joy to their life. So again, thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate everything. Hey, everybody, you know what? That does it for this week. Let's talk about a few things to end this show. A couple things that we've discovered today. Just remember that everything that you put into your body affects your life. Okay. I'm not trying to be a nutritionist here. You can't be too much of a nutritionist when you're sitting in your desk and you got fruit candy slices. Okay. You can't. But what I'm saying is, you know what? If you feed yourself just nothing but garbage in, garbage out. It's really kind of the way it is. So remember that mental health starts and ends with everything. So check out Happy Juice. Get a hold of Melanie. Once again, you can get a hold of Melanie by going to her LinkedIn, which is right there. Just look for Melanie-Wokerka. And then, of course, you can put in the numbers, or you just look for Melanie Wokerka and you'll find her. Or you can go here to amare.com/G10/112619. They've got all sorts of different items. They got all sorts of different flavors. So why not check it out? if you have any questions, Melanie, I guarantee you would love to answer them for you. She is an amazing person. She is so easy to talk to, and you're going to have a good time talking to her. So, hey everybody, my name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. I'd like to remind you to please, 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 we are who we've got. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Nobody needs to go it alone when we all come together. Please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton. I will see you next week.